Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to After Hour Gaming League. This is JW Schmo from Team Raytheon. We're into the playoffs. This is Game 2 of Week 1 between Raytheon and AMD. And in the upper right-hand corner playing is the red Zerg is SQneo. Now, if you've been following us, we already know that Raytheon is down 0-1 in this matchup. And in the bottom right-hand corner, BueBz playing for Raytheon as the blue Zerg is going to try and make this a 1-1 game, or 1-1 match, as it were. So we're going to see some interesting gameplay here today between these two competitors. I will note, the background on BueBz is that he has got a fantastic build against Protoss, and he has seen himself to be fairly successful against Zerg in the past. However, I would argue that Raytheon's strongest player in the Zerg ZVZ gameplay would be the Great, who fell just before in the previous match to Skaith in a ZVP matchup, and I was talking about this wonderful overlord here that BueBz has. This has got the new enhanced skin for all the fantastic little achievements that he's done in game. So you'll see that it's got a couple more, little tentacles running off of it compared to the spikes on SQneo's overlord. So just, I guess, one more way to intimidate your opponent. I don't think those spikes can be shot off. So like if you had a bunch of Marines, it's not like you could like target fire one of the tentacles. But I guess to each his own. All right, so we do see both players getting their spawning pool. It does look like SQneo is going for a much faster expansion than BueBz, and it does look like that BueBz is going to be getting his extractor out a little bit faster than SQneo. So looking at unit production, it does look like SQneo has slightly better unit production at this point, about equal. The key thing to take into account here, though, is that this base did go down substantially sooner than BueBz secondary. So SQneo could use that to his advantage, slight advantage. It does look like BueBz did just throw down his own natural. So we are going to see some two-base play here at the very least. It does look like SQneo is going and getting some zerglings. This is can be used for defensive purposes or to harass. It does look like he is going to be scouting with these zerglings, and that is going to require BueBz to make some for himself, and it does look like those will be coming out just in time to handle these zerglings coming in. Now it does look like there's 4 zerglings. Mostly I would argue these are to scout, a little bit of harassment. They're going to poke in, they're going to see what they need to see, and they're going to poke out. And then the other side of it too is that now BueBz is going to be having to micro these zerglings a little bit there, a little bit of a distraction, a little bit of a, hey, I need to take my mind off of other more pertinent things. We do see BueBz going for the ground carapace level 1. That is typical play for him. There is a reason for that play, and that reason is right here, is the baneling nest. So if you have a +1 carapace on your zerglings, a one-hit wonder coming from a friendly baneling is not going to kill off your zerglings. Granted, it's going to bring them down to the last breath of life that they might potentially have, but you are going to still have that attack power from that baneling attack. Alright, so we do see, it looks like some aggression coming up here for SQneo. Looks like there's going to be a substantial number of zerglings coming in. It does look like BueBz is pushing out a little bit, so SQneo is going to see that. I do also believe that BueBz is going to see at least some of this zergling push. He isn't going to see the whole thing, though, as some of the zerglings are pushing now. I will note, I'm going to pause it right here in this engagement. I apologize. What was very smart for SQneo is that he, whether it was intentionally or not, he sent half of his army down this path in the lower left-hand corner, and he sent half of it down this path, right? Now, why is that intelligent? Well, he didn't exactly know where these overlords are, and I will show you them here. So he didn't know necessarily where these overlords were placed, but by sending half of them on one side and half on the other, it really masked the true potency of the army that he was sending down. Now, granted, if BueBz was paying attention up here, and I can't say one way or the other, he would have seen all of those zerglings come down, and he would have known that he was getting pretty heavily attacked here by SQneo. Alright, so we do see a good spread. Again, the reason why those units were separated out was it allows the zerglings to get a much quicker surround against other zerglings. Why is that important? That means that more units are going to be able to attack, and you do actually see both SQneo and BueBz performing that type of action. It does look like SQneo has committed to the baneling attack. This is going to be a little awkward here for BueBz, as he's just sent up a substantial amount of his army to engage the main threshold of SQneo. Might not have been the most wise decision. These banelings aren't really going to do a huge amount of damage, but it does allow these zerglings to get in and attack SQneo's natural, and it does look like BueBz's attack on SQneo's natural is going to be unsuccessful, and that is going to leave BueBz in a slightly awkward position with a substantial number of zerglings coming out at him very quickly. It looks like SQneo is just being completely unrelentless. And the interesting thing here too is that Carapace +1 just doesn't seem to be packing as much of a punch as he would hope. It is not looking good, and there, ladies and gentlemen, is the GG. So after two games in this matchup, AMD is up 2-0, and they are on the brink of taking this playoff match and kicking Raytheon out for good. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for Game 3. I'm sure it is going to be a very exciting match.